Yo. Oh yeah, I forgot. I knew it was gonna cut the turn the music off. Yeah. That's straight. I ain't even bring my iPhone with me. But it's all good, man. We live now.
Mm-hmm.
Big shouts out to Facebook for allowing us to go live. Southern Flow Podcast. I know I'm doing it from my personal page, but well, we here. Just to
Tap in.
Most definitely. And just to fill y'all in, you know, Q&A, y'all can ask away. We're working on some stuff on the logistics end. So we just decided to go live Facebook.
We're just gonna give it to them straight today.
Yeah, straight. So we're gonna kick that Southern Flow right here live. By all means, tap in with us if you got some questions, if you got some answers.
Some games, something we need to know. We might not know, just, tap in, chime in.
Yeah, we here.
Perspective.
We here. I'm on Miss Brink.
I'm Trey B. Yeah.
Yes. And this is the Southern Flow Podcast. Trying to see. Oh, there goes somebody.
You got one.
Okay.
You got one. I got two.
I just wanted to make sure we was getting.
Yeah, we got two. I got one. You got one. I got two. Yeah, I'm still stuck on that Outcast though, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What Big Boy said, now who done stepped in? The B.I.G. the secret weapon, man.
That's one of his hardest verses to me on that Black Ice.
What? I don't know. Now I can't.
Hey, brother said pay for the room and still be in pimp mode. For sure.
Yeah. Nah, I think. Well, not just that album. Let me stop before I say that. Cause I was about to say their first album is like, man, that's Big Boy's finest work. But nah, all the way throughout there.
I think their first album is their best album.
Nah, I think that's the best entry album you could ever have. I don't know nobody who topped them. I mean, I would sound biased if I say Jay-Z, but that's because Jay-Z my guy.
Yeah.
But his first album was great. Who else had? We just listened to that.
Yeah, Trap or Die.
No, not Trap or Die. That was
that was Trap or Die too, but Trap or Die was his first.
No, Thug Motivation was the first.
Yeah.
Thug Motivation was the first album.
Yeah,
Trap or Die was the first mixtape.
Yeah, mixtape. Yeah.
That Thug Motivation, it lived up.
Yeah.
Like
he's still doing shows off that album. So
some of his best cuts come off that Trap or Die and Thug Motivation.
For sure.
That I was finna, J. Cole my guy, but he was like probably the biggest. I ain't gonna say it was a disappointment because the album was still good, but coming from his mixtape, the warm up, to his first album. It was completely different. Yeah.
Well, they can't really, albums and mixtapes, they gonna sound different. So.
That's my partner Benji. Big shouts out to the guy. Benji said, "What is your biggest inspiration?" Life.
Life, my kids.
Yeah, man. Yeah. To me and my wife talked about that, and we was just like. And that was one of the questions that ended up being on my wall yesterday. And it was just like, what would you do if money was no object? And so, me create. I just want to create, how that looks, what it is. I mean, and so it could be so many things. I mean, immediately it's gone, right? How I'm creating that gone. But what would you do if money was no object? Like, what would you do, like, day in, day out?
If money was no object?
Yeah.
I'd be probably doing something with music, man. I started off young, bro. My grandma, she bought me my first drum. It was probably like this big. I used to beat on it with pencils.
How old were you?
I was probably like 5, bro.
But going in.
I got you. I was in band in middle school, but band don't pay the bills. So I kind of, when I got to high school, I backed off on it. But I'm still on the sideline in the game. I'm still listening to what's going on. I'm still loving it, bro. So I'll probably be, trying to learn, different instruments playing, not just percussion, going from
tapping into everything.
Guitars, pianos, just
I want to learn.
Create, stand.
I do want to learn how to play the guitar.
Yeah,
I think that'd be real fly.
Yeah.
That's That's a great question, Benji.
Yeah.
And so that goes out to anybody that's tapped in. You know, like, what would you do with your life if money was no object? And then, you know, I talked about that too, because, you know, some people will be like, well, you know, I travel the world and I do, but I'm talking about something that really taps into who your nature as a person. Because I always say that, you know, if I'm a child of God, then I got some of them powers. I'm a creator by nature. By nature, I create. So, you know, it's all cool to, you know, I want to go to the islands and I want to, you know, some people say that they just want to, you know, be with their kids or, you know, something like that. But I'm talking about what's the fulfillment in you, and you know, what brings you true, genuine happiness,
passion.
Yeah. So sometimes, you know, people don't really think about it from that aspect because you're so tied in with
your daily life, making a dollar, taking care of your family.
I gotta get the money.
I gotta get this.
And then
especially when you're a man, bro, because as a man, we get in that space where we like, we just put out everything we got going on the back burner.
Cause we know we gotta
handle your business. So
I think you know, people get caught up in. People will be like, you know, money ain't all that important. But then you'll spend like 40 years of your life working for that exact thing. But I just say to everybody, you know, because everybody doesn't have the opportunity to really indulge in like their passions, right? But I do feel like if you know, set some time aside to where, you know, let's just say if you wanted to be a barber, right? I mean, you might just start by shaving yourself, or you may start by, you may have a crash dummy. And I'm not saying a person is a crash dummy.
Yeah, but somebody. But yeah, unless you practice.
That's your person that let you sit in the chair, you know. And you may practice on this one person for many months, in, out, you know, and then you may actually establish your skill, you know, from this person. And I've heard those stories, you know, just in terms of like barbering. And I'm just using that to say, just always set some time aside to really find your fulfillment, whatever that is, whatever that may be. And you know, I think naturally you're creating is gonna always impact
everything around you.
Yeah, everything around you. You know, whether it be your kids. Yeah. Especially when you really indulging and you know you really crafting it.
You know? Kids, you know, they watching, they soaking up everything, bro.
Speaking of soaking up everything, not to jump to such a drastic topic, but I know the last time we podcasted, which we messed that up, by the way. But anyway, we talked about, you know, like every time we podcast, it's always like a murder that happens, and you know, we not trying to be law and order here, but it just be so weird. And I think we might have talked about that one song. It's a Young Boy in the City. He got it. He was just like, you know, I'll dump off wherever you at. If I hit whoever I hit, that's fine too. They shouldn't have been there, type, etc. But who created that narrative like that, to where the young boys feel like, and so I'm mentioning the situation that happened in Dadeville, and that's crazy. Like, these young boys, they just go off in the party and they just letting it go. You know, by all means, I'm not saying that
they chiming in, ain't they?
Monet said, wait a minute. I'm gonna come back and read. I'm gonna come back and read that, Monet. But what I'm trying to say is, who
was good, Daryl?
Who set the tone for the language in the music that the boys listening to, that's saying like, go shoot them wherever they at. It don't matter if their grandma's around, their aunties around, whatever. It's like, where does that language come from? And I ask you because I know, not to say that you a fan of all the crazy music, but I know you will at least tap in or something. Me, I won't even give it a chance.
You saying where that energy come from?
Yeah, where you think Like, what is it? An artist out there that's giving them that type of?
I mean, you can't. I really, you know, cause I listen to some artists too that make that kind of music.
Yeah.
And they saying, you know, I make this kind of music, but at the end of the day, it's up to the parents to raise their kids.
Nah.
I mean, in some extent though, I kind of feel where they're coming from, but you are an influence, so
yeah,
you got some people, some kids and people look up to you more than they look up to their own parents. Yeah. So you can't really all the time throw it off on their parents. So
for sure. I think the way that the industry and society make it look, it's kind of like, all right, well, as the artist, you know, I'm just doing my job.
Just doing this.
I'm trying to feed my family. Yeah. And then on the other end, it's like, well, nah, you are really an influence. Mm-hmm. Now, just as far as, you know, me going to the TV and switching the channel to that artist, all that power, all that consuming power, as far as I can control in the household, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes your kids gonna get out of you.
Hey, cause I'll tell you a story, bro. I was growing up. My mom, she still is to this day, bro. She a real church going.
Strickler.
Yeah. Sunday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Anytime the doors open, she does. So growing up, all I heard was gospel, probably to like the age of probably 6 or 7. Like that's all I knew was gospel music.
Really?
Until I got to, you know, going to Saturday night with my cousins and, you know, getting influenced by
what they start getting access.
Hey, what's this? Yeah. So, you know, growing up, you know, I was listening to some things that my mom caught me listening to that. She be like, bro, you know, what you on?
What is that?
What is that?
Hey, same thing. So just because it wasn't rap though, but you gotta think that's back. You know, I'm 89, so you know, it's like Keith Sweat and all them popular.
Yeah, you got real R&B.
So you listen to all this stuff, and man, come on, man. But Monet had said, if money was not, I would love to explore my mind more with the many messages I have learned from every bad thing I experienced. I would love to explore what our ancestors experienced.
What's up, Chase?
That's dope. That's dope.
What's up, Pootie?
Will, I see you. T-Real, I see you, bro.
What
big shots coming? So she was saying that she loved to explore her mind more, tap into our ancestors, what our ancestors felt, and knowing what real, genuine love is. That's deep.
Yeah, that's deep for real.
I think about that at times, man. It's like just from the traumatic experiences that we've had as a people. They always say, you know, you can't keep blaming slavery.
Yeah.
But I do think a lot of traumatic things were passed, like a lot of trauma was passed down from that. Sure. And then we kept that, and then however that showed up in our families, it showed up. You know what I'm saying? So it would be. I ain't gonna say it would be.
Yeah,
you know, you can take that journey every day. You know, just you know, set a little bit of time, and you know, whether that's researching, you know, something from the ancestors, or, you know, you just researching something for yourself. I think it's always great to sit and reflect with yourself, because even if you haven't experienced real or, you know, genuine love in past times, that doesn't mean you won't experience it in present times.
For sure.
Or coming present times, the future times. But I think it's just key to always look to build up in every way possible. You know, just keep going, always looking to improve yourself. And that's gonna look different for everybody, you know. So when I say build, it's just, you know, it's like finding your flavor. What's your flavor? You know what I'm saying? What's in your mix? And you know, just keep stride. That's my spiel to everybody. Always keep stride, regardless of what is going on in your life, what has happened in your life. The most important factor is that you still have life. You know, so we woke up today. Everybody who tapped in on the live.
You just said that I've been watching, I ain't mean to cut you off, but I've been watching the Dear Mama documentary that's out on Hulu now with Pac. I think it just dropped Friday.
Check that out.
Yeah, check it out, bro. It's good, bro. He, you know, he was talking about like his mom and like how she was a Panther, but like, you know, she got, you know, a drug addiction. You know, after everything, you know, went down with the father of the party and everything. You know, they locked everybody up, killed everybody pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, she had, got a, drug addiction, and that was a time in his life where he was at a crossroads. His mom on drugs. He had seen her be this phenomenal woman. Now she on drugs, her lowest point of life. He ain't used to seeing his mom like that. So
right.
he really, in his head, he kind of messed up. You know what I'm saying? So, thank God he already had a manager. He was already, had his foot on the ground doing his music. He had they had introduced him to Shock G and Digital Underground. So they said on the documentary, like, he was like, hey, I don't care if y'all need a dancer,
I'm gonna be there.
A man to pack y'all bags and carry y'all bags. I'm there. Whatever y'all. That's what I'm saying. Just like, bro, in life, sometimes you got to take that step, and
it's like for me personally, right? Yeah. I could always try to go to the cliche, right? Man, my father left me. My father wasn't there. And for a long time, I would say that, not in the sense where, like, I was blaming him, but I do feel as though that becomes a handicap to young men when you don't have. It's like
it should work too, bro.
It cuts you in half. Like not having your father there.
Yeah.
Like that's your whole other half of who you are.
Especially when you're a man.
But it's like once you catch acknowledgement and you like, okay, maybe it did handicap me. So that means I gotta go even harder.
Yeah.
That means I gotta get this information even more. Like I gotta be tapped in even more. So how they say, like if a person can't hear, then their sight is greater. Or if a person can't see, then their hearing is greater.
When one sense go out, the other one gets stronger.
Yeah. So that's that same type of analogy just goes to that, man. So when you got those handicaps and you are aware of your handicaps, okay, how do you even attempt to start strengthening the handicap, or what do you do to even, just start strengthening yourself, period? Because again, just keep building up. Just keep taking stride, But speaking of Pop, that's the greatest artist ever. To me, think like the era, like for him to come up in the era of the Black Panthers, so to have all of that going on all that's going on in his life, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole different type of energy, having to combat, protect your people. And we not sure what he may have seen coming up as a kid. But nah, man, when people be saying like whoever is similar to Pop, I'm like, nah, man. You got to go back and just really listen to his cuts. Whether it be Thug Life, whether he talking to the women or talking at the women, whether he telling keep your head up, like every message was strong and it had passion behind it. Regardless of what it was, nobody was really articulating like nobody has ever articulated like Pop.
I think he had the most adversity as an artist too. When I think about it, because
he was only
he was
25.
Yeah, I didn't count that into his artistry either. He went through a lot of adversity. He came in the game already, underdog. Then he get the jaywalking with the police. They did him dirty. Then, I think he got into something with another undercover cop in Atlanta,
Is that where, I know he shot a cop,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, undercover. Not an undercover, but an off-duty. I'm sorry.
And that happened in Atlanta?
Yeah, in Atlanta. Then, he got the case with the woman, you know what I'm saying? Then he gets shot, and don't know who shot him, you know what I'm saying? Then he get, his demise again, when he get, finally get shot again, and he don't make it. So I think he went through a lot of adversity. And then you got this thing that was in a span of like how many years? Probably 3 at the most. How long he was? 3-4 years.
I don't know what that prison bid was, and then he came home. He got with Death Row and did that.
They said he was only with them for 8 months, bro.
But look what he did in that amount of time.
8 months.
Look what he did. Look what he did in that amount of time. I mean. And so learning, okay, so the average man's brain doesn't
develop,
isn't fully developed until the age of 25, 26.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that Pop was doing had gone through, and then him having to learn emotional intelligence. And it don't help that too, you know, him being in theater, so him being an actor, you know what I'm saying? So I think those things too help with his poise and like his ability to, you know, articulate. Yeah. But that still doesn't mean he was still good with his emotion, which is why I think he was always ready to just let out on you.
That's one thing I want to get into, bro. Like, I've been thinking about, I don't know why it's been on my thought process over the weekend, but like, bro, like you said, he always had a battle, like a struggle. Like, I be wanting to like let people know, like, 'cause I see people, you know, sometimes down on Facebook, you know, you might hide behind your depression, but like, bro, nobody's perfect.
Right.
Like,
everybody is going through something, has gone through something.
Has gone through something, going through something. Like, we all got, you know, something that, you know, only God know, or maybe our spouse know about, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, you really can't just judge people, you know, off what you see or off what you think about them.
I think that's the difference in social media.
Yeah.
I mean, because you go on to look at other people's lives, people come on to look at your life.
Yeah. You compare.
You attempt comparisons. You attempt to make assumptions. Yeah. Like you may know somebody, you know.
But behind closed doors, bro, they probably, it's something they doing that. It's something, bro.
But social media, like I told you, man, I consider myself new to social media in a way because, you know, from 2009 to 2016, I'm gonna say 2009, 2016. Yeah. I wasn't using social media. And so social media grew a whole lot in that time span. And so the way that people took to it was different too. Like people became attached to that. So that's people's lifestyle, you know, is social media. So
that's how they move from day to day.
Self-consciously, people come to social media for a diary. You come in, and I'm not saying that it's not anything positive because I think all things created have polarity. There's some good and there's some bad, and you can find both if you go looking for them. And so, you know, just like with people who have social media, I feel like you should be mindful of how you curate your wall and the content that you get and all that, because you consuming, you taking that in. There was a question. Was that a question? Well, he just asked me about food.
Yeah.
One of my people. He asked me about consuming, but I mean, anytime people are taking in what we saying now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a form of consumption, and so you have to be mindful of that, of what you taking in. I always say that what you eat, what you watching, the conversations that you having, the music that you listening to, like all of these things can factor in.
It's feeding this.
To how you feel.
Yeah.
And so just with that emotional intelligence, a lot of times, you know, your emotions isn't your reality. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Music can make you feel in love, but that don't mean Music can make you want to get it on, and you get it on, and then that really wasn't the situation that should have happened.
For sure.
You know, music can have you in church praise dancing, and then you're going to come back out and get back on it. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Gordon?
So it's just perspective, man. Yeah. It's just perspective. But I do think that dang, Lie taking me out like that.
Yeah, it is just a perspective though, bro.
I got a little time. Yeah. But yeah, that's why I appreciate the Southern flow. You know, it just allows us to come in, engage in some impromptu conversation. Yeah. And, you know, of course, sometimes we'll lay out some topics, but, you know, like the day we just came in, tapped in Facebook Live, and we just dropped the conversation. And it's raw like this, and who knows, this could be the template.
Yeah, a template for a format for it. You
know? Yeah, format, better word. Yeah. But we just got some stuff working in logistics, so we definitely gonna stay recording episodes. We definitely gonna get back into recording episodes, but it was like we've been out of commission for like 2 weeks. Yeah. So we had to bring some content to the world, to the web, and tap in.
And I got to show them a piece you did though for me, bro.
Oh yeah, most of that. Yeah. So Trey gonna let y'all catch these pieces, courtesy of the world. Courtesy of the world's best trophies.
Best trophies, yes, sir. Yeah, my boy hooked me up for sure.
Most definitely.
For sure. I've been talking about, bro, getting goals for, bro, probably the past 2 years, year and a half, and, you know, going back and forth. Is that really for me? Man, I ran into you, somebody that, you know, hands-on that
Right.
I'm finna, and then you got the Wu-Tang documentary. You know, they all.
Everybody got a career.
I'm just influenced, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just influenced. Bro.
Nah, bro, and again, you know, I appreciate you for tapping in with me, man.
For sure, bro.
It's always a beautiful feeling.
You definitely
when the teeth click the goal and
Yeah.
everybody's like, you know, a lot of people look at, and I think I said that before. You know, people look at the gold teeth like it's a hoodlum type thing, or you know, it's just for the rappers. Nah, gold teeth, gold, like not necessarily just gold, but teeth jewelry has been around for since the ancestors.
Yeah. For the ancestors.
Yeah, they you know, you can go research and you'll see that they found where the remains of the mummy's teeth have gold, like they're picking jewelry from their teeth. So, I mean, you know, it's a preference thing though.
For sure.
You know,
it's a comfort thing too. I think you know sometimes you got to, you know, if you, like I say, I wasn't really comfortable, you know, a year or two ago with, you know, like you say, being comfortable.
You saying comfortable with yourself?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Cause you can't get caught up in what somebody else gonna say.
Yeah.
Cause you'll have like grandmamas and auntie, you go around there with,
what's
in your mouth?
Yeah, we're in the Bible Belt.
Auntie, you need some teeth too.
You might need some too. Yeah, for sure.
You ain't gotta get no gold, but I can put them silvers in your mouth.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it's a great it's a great feeling though, man. You know, just to be able to supply a client what they need.
Yeah, it's
an opportunity to network.
Overjoyed.
Yeah.
Satisfied customer.
Yeah, and it's the same thing, you know, like with the gum. You know, it's just an opportunity to network, opportunity to build. It's the same thing with Southern Flow.
Yeah.
And so that's what made me a believer in it, you know, and just in light, you know, for everybody that's tapped in, like Southern Flow was really a manifestation from Trey B.
Mm-hmm.
He had to pull me out the bed a little bit because I was snoozing, and he was just like, "Hey, bro, let's get to it." And it was like we got on the ground with it, and so here we are. We're gonna keep pushing, you know. So y'all will see us on that 160th episode, 1,600 episode, but we're gonna keep pushing the content, man, and keep bringing you that Southern Flow. And who knows, the team may grow, and it'll be other faces that's coming in and kicking content, you know, as long as they spilling that Southern Flow, it'll go.
Somebody tapped in again.
Ooh, I like that, my name. She said, it should be a space for the viewers to take off their masks and be true to themselves. It's fun and free to just let your hair down and just be free. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. That's real gangster.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that, my name.
So appreciate it.
And that's what we want, man. We want people to tap in. We want people to share perspective. You know, that's what I like about conversation in general. You know, when you talking to the other individuals, man, like you get to hear
different opinions. You know,
it isn't necessarily just an opinion. It's just the way that they live their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I talked to a gentleman. He was an older dude who was at the car wash.
Yeah.
And I just asked him, you know, if you go back to your 30-year-old self.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, his wife had passed like 2 months and whatever. But he was like at peace.
Yeah.
But he was just saying it was nothing. It's nothing that he would change. You know, he dropped me a few gems as far as, you know, being an OG.
Yeah,
he was just like, you know, take care of your family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But he was like, man, it's nothing I would change. You know, and it was just a great conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think about that sometimes too, bro. I can't even lie. I'm 28, but you know, I think about, you know, from 18 to 28. You know, I'm at that 10-year mark.
Yeah.
I think about that. I be like, bro, is there anything you would change about, you know, these past 10 years? But I get to thinking, bro. Honestly, I don't think I would change that.
The only thing, look,
I could see some things a different way.
Right.
But honestly, for the most part, bro, I'm where I want to be. I feel like
the only thing. Man,
Yeah.
The only thing that I would and it's not necessarily changing. Excuse me, y'all. If I gotta get this charger here though.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, bring it back.
Right up. Yeah.
But nah, the only thing only thing I would tell myself is, you know, it ain't gonna come to you.
Yeah. For sure.
Get your ass up.
Go get it.
You gotta get up, get out, and get something.
For sure.
And that's always my that's always the general message that I give to anybody that's coming up. It's like you have to set the foundation, and wherever you at in life, it ain't really about somebody that's younger than me. Because a lot of times you will have people be like, "Oh man, you know, I'm just waiting to hit the lotto." Well, make the lotto then. You know what I'm saying? And then when I say make it, go put in the work and accumulate. Like, so if it's $1 million that you want, what does it take to get $1 million?
Yeah.
What does it take? And you just start breaking it down by steps. Some people may not have to do steps. Yeah. They just need the drive to go out and just start making it happen.
Yeah. They already got the idea. They just got to put it to action.
Right. So I just tell people, you know, be daring in life, because it's like the older you get, that's one thing I can say, you know, the older you get, it's like you become a little bit more cautious.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I was so... I mean, it's not that I'm not scared of anything.
Yeah.
I have no fear of anything, but it's just like your steps are not as like... So it's almost like it's almost like a reflex, like a muscle. So that same reflex that you had when you were young, you know, you just out there being daring and you just making them moves without even thinking. Yeah. It's kind of like you still have to keep that functioning, all while still being able to, you know, like, think it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Make sure you know you're making the right move. Calculate yourself. Don't just be out there being.
That's one thing I tell them
being
raw. A lot too. I tell them, man,
conversations rule the nation.
For sure.
Already.
I tell a lot of the young cats, bro. I tell them, bro, I mean, mistakes, you know, we gonna make them, bro. But if you gonna make them, you gonna make them early, bro. Because like you said, the older you get, you know, the steps got to be calculated.
You'll find yourself looking back. You'll find yourself looking back.
You gonna make a mistake, go on, you know,
get
18, 19, yeah.
It ain't even, okay. Bro, I say have fun, but we ain't got no time for fun. Man, my kids is still toddlers. Yeah. I got a newborn and I got a toddler. Yeah. I'm trying to get both of them to start working. They need to be working now. Yeah. And it's like, when you look at, I think that's like, is it Hebrewism? Whoever have the bar mitzvahs.
That's them Jews, ain't they? Jews bar mitzvah.
But I think it's like Hebrew. So Jews, Hebrewism. I think, but it's 2 or 3 cultures that do the bar mitzvah. But I'm saying, so one of the reasons for the bar mitzvah, and they doing this when you turn 12. Yeah. 12, 13, 12. So they're insinuating that you have. They're insinuating that you.
Appreciate you, Chris.
That you are self-sufficient, not necessarily that you're an adult. Yeah. But this bar mitzvah is to celebrate your self-sufficiency. So it's time to start making it happen. Making
something of yourself.
Right. Yeah. And somebody shared an interesting perspective, because they was like, well, society gonna keep it where you always feel like a kid till you about 16, like till you go out to college.
Yeah.
Nah, you should have been had responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Like. But society gonna play you, because society wants you to remain a consumer. But again, we are creators. So you will find yourself out of position if you just always consume. Yeah. I like that. Let the chat room boom. Let it boom.
Let it come in, bro.
But
it's not like my little girl, bro. She always be, Daddy, can I have ice cream? Daddy, can I have candy? Daddy. Yeah. Hey, I look around the house. I'm finna find you something to do. When you do this task, then come talk to me. Yeah, for sure. Because when you get out in the real world, it ain't gonna be can I. You got to do a task. You got to go work. You got to go hit that clock.
And for sure. And just on another note of that, so like my daughter, in the beginning I was kind of like, watch out. Yeah. But then I had to start like really like looking at it, cause my daughter, she be wanting to help.
Yeah.
Like clean up, do the dishes, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, this I do need to be letting her help. So she kind of get the idea. Yeah,
for sure. That's how the world works.
Yeah, you gotta handle your business.
For sure.
So I think a lot of times, man, we're trying to, you know, I would, you know, my mom was doing, she was doing greater than great. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it was just her. Yeah. Don't mind you now. I had a village, so you know that was great. But it was just my mom with me and my brother, man. And so sometimes her perspective was just like, nah, baby, I got you. Don't worry. Yeah. And so I got caught. Yeah, I got caught. Yeah, I caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a youngin'. Yeah. What, mom? I'm just gonna play the game all day. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, no, the young boys need responsibility. The young ladies, they need responsibility. And it may have been different had she had a daughter or something like that. Because I don't know if the relationships is different. You know, like with mom and daughter. You know what I'm saying? I watched my wife and my daughter and their interactions, and I mean, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. That's what, and you know, just in general with women, right? Yeah. I love them because they got that nurturing ability.
Born in.
Yeah. You know. And shouts out to the men, because men bring that, you know, I'm not finna get into like this masculine type thing, but men bring a presence. And you know, and it's to be researched. I think, you know, we don't give the men enough credit. Yeah, we don't give the men enough credit because they got power. They got power. No, I'm not. But I always say that, man, because you look at a woman, right? Yeah. Like a woman, she has a menstrual cycle. A woman hold a baby for 9 months. Like those are some extraordinary things. You know, especially as far as like having a child. That's you know, you in the middle of life and death. You know, so. It's like society look at men like, well, what you got to offer? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think his power, the man's power is just as great as the woman's power. Yeah, and that's what makes the man and the woman so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Coming together. Yeah,
equally.
Yeah, because it's like the man got the power, the woman got the power, and then they power up together, and it's like they greater than the Avengers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So that, you know, that's my spiel on that. Not trying to, you know, create, you know, like what you trying to say, Brinks? What you trying to say about us?
But right there.
Big shouts out to everybody in the chat, watching the live. I hope y'all building up today. It's a beautiful Sunday.
All the way up.
Yeah. We had a few chime in, man. Big shouts out to Monet. Big shouts out to Walt. My partner. Chris, what up? I see you. He say he love the vibe. Big shouts out.
Shout out Chris, for sure. Self-awareness. For sure.
Big shouts out to everybody on Trey B-side,
too.
For
sure, bro. That chimed in, bro. I appreciate y'all, for sure. But yeah, bro, it's been a vibe, for sure. This right
my brother he put my brother is Genie. Yeah. He put up something too though. Genie he was just saying, how can we work together? I think this is an example of working together. Yeah. But my other partner though, T, he was just saying, you know, sometimes I ain't gonna say sometimes. It's good when you have an accountability partner. You know what I'm saying? And I always use this analogy. It's like, if I got a boogie in my nose, tell me it's in my nose. Tell me I got a boogie in my nose, man.
Hey, I've always been
cause you got some people that'll be like, oh, he got a boogie in that nose.
Hey, bro.
I ain't gonna say that though. I ain't gonna say. And you know
that's funny you brought that up, bro. I always been that friend, bro, and I always been that friend with my circle of my group of friends, bro. They'll tell you like I was that guy to like be like, bro,
clean your nose up, man.
That ain't it. Nah, bro. I'm the one that got the rebuttal to everything, bro.
We ain't gonna yes man.
No, yes man.
Yeah.
I wasn't raised like that, bro. I ain't with it. If I know something ain't what it is, I got to speak on it, bro. Because if I don't, and I let you do it, or let it happen, it's gonna bother me.
Yeah.
It's gonna mess with my conscience.
Yeah, and it's gonna stack too.
Yeah.
And then when you finally do say something, it's kind of like it's a whole bunch you gotta start
for sure.
uncovering. You know what I'm saying? So it's best to just go ahead and start hitting it on the head.
Yeah.
Then.
And I need that for myself. I be wanting to get around guys, that. Like, bro,
that's gonna let me know if I'm messing up. Hey, bro, that ain't smooth.
Bro.
That ain't smooth.
Maybe you need to chill, bro.
I can say so a lot of my globe trotting was when I was living in Auburn.
Yeah.
And I those are some of the best times of my life, man. Because I'm young, I'm out, independent,
you in the world.
But the brotherhood that was formed in that between me and my partners was like something that. We was able to grow with each other.
Y'all was building with each other. Yeah.
Like if somebody messing up, bro, we would have council meetings.
Yeah.
We in the middle of the living room talking it out. You know what I'm saying? And it done been time we done hashed it out like going in. But at the end of the conversation, at the end of the meeting, everybody is good because we got it out. Everybody say how they feel. It was an understanding. Even if we had to agree to disagree on something.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. We were still able to go out and maintain that brotherhood. We had each other back. So that big shouts out to Terrell, big shouts out to Quentin, big shouts out to Thurn. Cause them were my partners, man. And everybody else that I was tapped in with, in Auburn. But, those are my guys for sure. Like we really built up, man. And I had childhood friends but of course, it was just different, in Auburn because I'm young adult.
Yeah.
Full adult life, you know what I'm saying? That's what that trajectory was right there. A lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. And it's kind of like you just running with your head down. I was doing a lot of running. Yeah. I'm tired, but I ain't went nowhere. So, but it was a great life experience, great learning experience. So you in Texas?
Yeah, I went to Prairie View A&M University, man, right outside of Houston. But
what year was it?
I was out there from 13 to 15, summer 13 to fall 15.
And it seemed like it seemed like them the long. It seemed like it was a long time.
Them 2.5 years seemed so long, bro. That I can't lie, bro. That was one of the greatest experiences of my life, bro. Yeah. Besides, seeing my kids being born.
Yeah.
Them 2.5 years, bro. I wouldn't have traded that for. I wouldn't have traded me, leaving, I wouldn't have traded me going, bro, because I needed that to be the man I am today. Man, bro, that experience.
Seen some things.
Yes, sir, for sure. Hey, I already told you, bro, we're going with homecoming, we there.
But so we locked in. My wife probably looking at me. What he say he doing? What he say he doing?
Hey, she come too. Hey, she come up, I'm bringing mine. Hey, they could, do what they do. Y'all go shopping.
Yeah, so we're going to go on this side.
Yeah, we on this side. For sure. But,
we definitely want to tap into the, the
HBCUs for sure.
No. I'm saying not just the HBCUs. Go on to the the tri-state.
The tri-states, the colleges, the HBCUs, the Detroit U's, the Auburn, Alabama.
We looking for Southern Florida to be bigger than 106 and Park.
Yeah, for sure.
We trying to bring back like that. We trying to bring back the nostalgia of Big Tigger in the basement, right?
Basement type, yeah.
But it's gonna be more media oriented.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do want to incorporate the music. We always talk about
every episode we talking about either music or what's going on in the city.
Yeah. I mean, I think those things are essential, right? Yeah, for sure. Especially the music, because the music is just a part of life.
Yeah.
I don't know nobody in here that don't have a favorite tune that they be listening to. And so if y'all are able to hear me, right? Yesterday I asked a question. I need help with 21 questions. They're gonna be some table topics. Just some topics that you be sitting at the table with your kids or your spouse, or a group of friends, and y'all can just have a conversation while you eating. Everybody ain't on their phone. Yeah. And it be real enlightening. You know what I'm saying? And it be a nice build up that you can have. So, what questions would you ask at the table? table topics. Don't be going out of the live now when I'm asking y'all for some help.
For sure.
On Trey B side too, if y'all tapped in.
For sure. Who was asking about them 21?
Yeah, I need them 21 questions. And I'm gonna come back with a surprise for y'all when I get them. I got 10 now, so I just need 11 more. Y'all give me some questions to ask at the table when we building up. Some questions you would ask your friends, family. Some questions you would ask your kids. Just something that's engaging. Keep the conversation going. To keep that southern flow.
We got some real big things coming this summer, bro. We, like you say, we calculate these steps and we putting everything together for it's gonna be a great summer for the Southern Flow, for Gone.
Oh yeah.
Everything in the whole.
Yeah. I was saying that too yesterday. I'm looking for gigantuous. I'm not sure if that's a word.
That's a word.
But you got the idea when I say that, gigantuous. I'm looking for gigantuous growth. In the businesses, and just the moves that we make. Just being assertive. I need to figure out when the next town hall meeting is in Dothan. I need to be talking to the mayor. I need to talk to the president.
Hey.
We need to have these meetings. They're like, what is he talking about? The world, Craig.
We definitely at the. Speaking of that, though, what's going on in Tri-State, we definitely be at the Tri-State family reunion. We'll definitely be there.
I'm gonna tell you now, I was real dry about the Tri-State. I was like, I ain't going to no. Then my wife was like, I got the tickets.
Hey.
And I was like,
I still gotta get mine, but I'm there. But I'm just, I'm excited about it. And
no, I think it's gonna be.
It's gonna be my first one.
So and we're gonna get some.
I missed Keith Sweat when he came a couple of years ago. I was hot about that. I seen everybody live because I didn't think he would come in the, little old, Dothan. But
they be getting them artists.
When I seen him on stage, I was hot, bro. I was in my bed, singing along with the song while people was on the line. I was singing along with the song, bro.
Hey, don't get me wrong, bro. So I can't remember what year that was that we went, but for what it is, man, it's nice. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people coming out and supporting that event.
They got
and they be out there turn, man.
They got Gen Line this year.
He gonna be out there doing them.
Yeah. I think he gonna do his thing.
I think he gonna turn. I think he gonna turn.
He gonna do his thing for sure, man. That's the same OG, man.
I wanna
for sure. That's the same OG. Okay.
A lot of people don't even know about that track. That was probably my first genuine.
Hey man, that was my first 94, baby, man.
That was my first genuine. Yeah. Like I was crazy about that. Yeah. Day after day, I continue to be. What's from
man, he hurt me though when they him and what they call themselves, I forgot what they called themselves,
with Tank them?
Tank and Tyrese. Hey bro, they missed the bag, bro, for sure. That's just something like me and you, bro. They could have just came together, hey, egos aside. Let's do this for the culture.
What song did they have?
They were gonna make an album. Then
they did. They already did. They made the album.
What's the song they did with on the Best Man soundtrack? Who's on that song? Was that Tyrese?
Oh, they did. Hold on, the Best Man? Not the best. No, not that song. The Best Man.
Somebody was on that.
I can't be. But no, that ain't.
Bro.
No. I think they did.
Was Genuine on that? Tyrese
was, I know.
Tyrese, okay. I knew somebody.
Genuine might have been on there too, though.
Okay. Yeah,
now that I'm thinking about it. But I know it wasn't.
Yeah, that wasn't
the group.
Yeah.
I know Tank went in the song.
Yeah,
I know Tank went in the song.
Yeah.
But nah.
But
I think they did something similar. I think they did something similar.
They could have just put that together.
It was
they still got time, too. That's the thing. Tyrese, he doing his movie thing, but they still got time to put that together, bro, for the culture.
I mean, I think Tyreek, what was the last song he had? Because Tyrese act like he was finna start doing like that Southern blues stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what Tyrese be on, bro.
But I think to me the last song that he had to me was Signs of Love, mate.
Yeah.
And he may have had something after that. You know what I'm saying? I know I might be being a little extreme.
I'm excited to see him though, bro. I'm excited to see anybody that comes to the city, bro, and, you know, do what they love to do.
But that's what I was saying. How do you bring an artist? We need to tap into that.
We need to. I'm trying to, you know, you can get them out here, bro. It's no,
I'm talking about bringing an artist to the city on the sense of actual concert,
festival,
festival,
yeah.
The Southern Flow Festival, that would be pretty.
Hey, that'll be great. Hosted by the Southern Flow.
We get downtown like Foster Fest and have a stage set up.
Yeah, for sure.
Block the whole city.
For sure.
Give a major contribution back to the city.
Oh yeah. Back to school, anything like that.
No, I'm saying like it could be monetary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like really look out for the city. It ain't gonna be nothing explicit. It's gonna be real regulated.
For sure.
We're gonna have the ordinance,
Mm-hmm.
all that type of stuff. But nah, man, this is beautiful. There's a lot of people that tapped in at one point in time.
Yeah, that was on it for sure. We get any more questions?
Nah, I ain't getting no more. Yeah,
got a lot of love though, bro. I appreciate everybody for tapping in though, for sure. Tapping in on, you know, Loomis, on my live. You know, we got a lot of, you know, y'all sparked a lot of good conversations. So
I like the live, man.
Yeah, for sure.
We might have to go.
There's something about that live.
We might have to start going live.
Yeah, a little more. Yeah, we definitely gonna tap in with the live a little more for sure.
Yeah. Get a little bit more engagement.
Yeah, you get more engagement when you do it. You know,
we'll throw a little.
Even though we engage, you know, when we you know doing the show, but you know the live.
We'll put a little regulation behind it.
Yeah.
And we'll have some some identity on what we're gonna go with it. Cause again, we just came in prompt and just went straight Southern Flow on y'all. And just kicking the game, chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't catch the beginnings of this thing, you can definitely, you know, take we're gonna post it back.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
You better check us out for the light
Subscribe
conversation.
YouTube, you know.
This was a real light conversation,
Yeah.
but we're gonna come back real heavy. And we appreciate everybody for tapping in with us. Y'all building up with us. It was real nice. Everybody on Trey B side.
For sure. Yeah. Appreciate everybody
Major
for
love.
tapping in.
You know, and so y'all keep building up, keep taking strides, and, you know, make it happen. Because that's the only way it's going to happen.
The Southern Flow way.
Southern Flow. Southern Flow way. Peace.
All right.